We're in Panama. Check it out.
Properly feeling like we're just in the middle of nowhere, in a jungle, meeting a tribe and seeing how they live. Like, this is why we do what we do. They've instantly offered us some food, so we're going to try it. We have no idea what kind of meat it is, so we're all trying to guess without English and Spanish, so we're going to taste it and see if we can work it out. All the kids keep like popping their heads out of windows and doors and waving and shouting hola. We survived the night. We had 50-knot winds come through at 3 a.m. It's just so cool being here. I'm a teacher. I can't help it. It's just so different from anything I've experienced before. That was really, really special to see it. The animal on the beach, do you think it was a sloth that we ate?
Last time on Red Seas, we left the busy city of Cartagena in Colombia and sailed to the Rosario Islands, where we spent 24 hours cleaning the hulls from 3 weeks' worth of city grime and barnacles. Even though there was no wind, we had to leave the country, so we found ourselves motoring all the way to Panama. Our mood was lifted when the obligatory dolphins showed up, and we got some really cool shots of them swimming under the boat. As we left Colombian waters, we could smell the jungles of Panama in the Darien Gap, one of the most notoriously dangerous regions in the world.
So we made it. We're in Panama. Check it out. It's really pretty here, actually. It's working quite nicely for us.
It's really cool. I haven't quite finished making the Panama flag yet, so we won't be able to clear in.
This has been Brownie's mission, to try and make the flags for all the places we go, because the ones we were buying, they're quite expensive, but also by the time we were leaving, they were just tattered shreds.
Yeah, so, the Colombia one has actually lasted quite well. It is slightly faded. It's going a bit pink instead of red, but it's not too bad.
I mean, the classic Colombian thing, you know, it's yellow for the sun, blue for the water, red for the blood of our enemies. So now it's the pink for the love of their enemies.
There we go. We've made it nicer.
That worked. Anyway, this anchorage is pretty rolly, but within seconds of arriving...
We've had a nice welcome, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like half the rainforest is now living on our boat.
You see behind Brownie there, literally hundreds of swallows have decided to live on us. So they're all flying in and trying to nest on the boom, I think.
There's a massive moth on the... somewhere on the sail bag.
I believe that's
an
Amazonian moth.
Oh, cool. That makes it tropical.
Well, we're just saying that it's weird because, like, we're literally in territory now where some of the hills around about us probably have never had people adventure through them. No one's ever seen what's under the rainforest canopy here. So, yeah, we are kind of in jungle territory now, which is new. I like it. I can get used to this.
It feels quite spooky with all these clouds around. We're not really used to it.
Don't know what you
I'm
mean.
used to sunshine and beaches and palm trees.
Maybe it's just a cloudy day. Maybe it's normally sunshine.
No, this is always what Panama's like.
But there are palm trees over there.
Can she launch in without falling in the sea? Somehow she managed.
That's quite a rolling anchorage.
Not very pleasant, is it? This dock is pretty horrible for dinghies to tie up to, and I'm starting to see why, because it's a huge concrete dock and the swell here is crazy. But I'm hoping there'll be some other dinghies around that we can kind of see the best place to tie up, or maybe we'll just go stern anchor or something to sort of keep out of the way of anything that might hit us and damage us.
Right there?
About there. All right, I was going to say attempt number 5, but I've actually lost count now, so we just managed to tie up to the concrete dock and we were about to climb out, and then a police officer came along and was like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to use this. You've got to go up onto the beach. So we're coming back to the boat to get our long line, which normally lives in the dinghy, but for some reason we've taken it out to use it with something else. And it's a really stony beach and very, very wavy. So we don't really want to beach the dinghy. We're going to just try and have a really long line and a stern anchor to keep it out in the swell and see if we can wade our way up onto the shores of Panama. It's as if they don't want us here.
Very rejecting, yeah.
I'm starting to consider sailing up the coast to clear in somewhere else. It's a shame. Well, I wouldn't say that went to plan, but we're on the shore. We came in through all these waves, and then as I stepped off, it was deeper than I expected, so it was already like almost up to my shorts, and then 2 massive waves came through and just came like right up to my stomach. So yeah, I'm soaked through now, but after some discussion with the officials, they're letting us stop here for a second. So the police check-in part is done. Two very friendly guys, Alexander and Kenneth, who spoke about 3 words of English between them, and we speak about 2 words of Spanish between us. So yeah, it was quite a challenge. They were asking us well, I knew they were asking us how long something, so I took a guess that they were saying, how long do you want to be in Panama for? So I was like, 3 months, and then they were like looking really confused. So I was like, oh, maybe they mean like, how long did it take you to arrive from Colombia? And they didn't want that answer either. It turned out they were asking how long are you going to stay here in this bay, and then they got really offended when we told them it's really rolly, so we're going to leave today. So maybe not the best start, but we're allowed to be here, and now we just need to go and get all of our paperwork stamped.
They did think it was absolutely ridiculous that we lived on a boat.
Oh yeah, they were like, you guys are crazy. That's your house? You don't have a house in Scotland? This is all you have? You've been doing this for 2.5 years? What? You weirdos.
We are.
Once we'd found all the official offices we had to check in, we lifted anchor and went round the corner. We had no idea what was waiting for us.
This is so incredible. We have this whole entire place to ourselves. It feels like we're just completely in the middle of the jungle. And as soon as we arrived, 3 guys from the Kuna tribe turned up in a dugout canoe that they had built themselves, came over to welcome us. They noticed that we had solar panels on the boat, so they were like, oh, could you maybe charge our mobile phone for us? So we did that, and then they came back the next day going, we've actually got this kind of portable speaker. Would it be okay if we charged that as well? So we've charged some electronics for them. Our communication is quite difficult because they speak about 3 words of English and we speak about 3 words of Spanish. But with Google Translate on conversation mode, we've managed to have a bit of a chat. And they have invited us today to actually go and have a look around their village. So we're going to head to shore and have this incredible experience of properly feeling like we're just in the middle of nowhere, in a jungle, meeting a tribe and seeing how they live. Like, this is why we do what we do. I can't wait!
Hola!
Hola!
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay. This is so cool.
Wow.
Look at this place.
Este, pues el sol ahí.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all tied
Wow.
on individually.
Comida.
Comida.
Yes.
Oh, it's bueno.
Yeah?
Yeah, salty like bacon.
Oh, interesting. So we've just turned up at their beach house that they're building, and they've instantly offered us some food. So we're going to try it. We have no idea what kind of meat it is, so we're all trying to guess without English and Spanish. So we're going to taste it and see if we can work it out. We guessed chicken and pig, and we were told no, it's not.
It's yummy.
Oh, that's really good. It's really rich.
Yeah,
No.
that's cool.
It does taste like pig.
You catch that today?
This is so amazing. They have been so generous in showing us around. This is basically, they don't live here yet. This community live further up the coast, but they come here for a couple of days every month, and they are building this new house here. So they said it's taken them 25 days so far, and that's already what they've built, and they should be finished within the next month. So I think the plan, as much as our Spanish is understood, I think the plan is they're going to build another 3 or 4 houses here along the beach, and then people can come and stay in them and just enjoy kind of the local area. They're just being so generous and so friendly. It's amazing.
It's amazing to see how much they've managed to build in such a short space of time. They even have access to fresh water in this borehole.
Para bañar. Agua.
Ah, so just for washing, but not for drinking? No bebe?
No, bebe.
Uh-huh.
The guys are also trying to learn English so they can welcome more cruisers to the area. So, being a teacher, I offered to give them a quick lesson in some useful phrases.
Hola.
Español,
Hello.
hola.
Ajá.
English, hello.
Hello.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
How are you?
Me llamo. My name is.
Yeah.
What is your name? What is your name?
What is your name?
Yes. ¿Dónde eres? Where are you from?
Perfect. Well, that was pretty awesome.
That's really cool. So those guys basically have built all of that in 25 days.
Yeah, it's seriously
Total work.
impressive.
And before they started, it wasn't even a beach. It was covered in trees. So
Yeah,
they
they've cleared the whole area.
chopped the trees down till the sea. I think we can scoot here. There's a reef here, so I need to go check.
Yeah.
Their plan is to build, was it 4?
I think so, yeah.
4 more houses, or 4 houses in total, and it's going to be like a tourist destination. So it's basically like a come visit the village type thing, but they're building it for people to come see.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's very cool. And then they said that we should definitely go and do a little tour down the bay because there's lots to see. So that's what we'll do.
Off we go. All the way into the top of the bay, which is absolutely huge. I can't believe we're the only boat here. And I don't know, it's starting to get a little bit creepy now. The water is very, very brown, so we have no idea how deep it is. And then we've just seen a big gap in the trees behind us. So I'm like, has somebody been there trying to start their own settlement, or, you know, just a massive dinosaur rampage through or something?
More likely the dinosaur.
Probably the dinosaur.
Maybe we ate sloth.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What?
That's so disturbing. I thought Ian said, maybe we'll see a sloth. And I was like, yeah, that's really exciting. And he was like, no, the animal on the beach. Do you think it was a sloth that we ate? I'm like, oh no. I kind of decided it was some form of Panamanian guinea pig. Tasted good.
Sloth tastes delicious this time of year.
Oh dear. I haven't even seen a cute one in the trees yet. Now apparently I've eaten one. I don't think we can get to shore here because, yeah, there's like lots of mangroves and stuff in the way, and we haven't yet learned what the crocodile situation is, so I'm not brave enough to get in the water and wade my way in.
I did see a big splash just over here a second ago. All right, I'm sorry to call it short, but, well, from our conversation with our friend feeding us the sloth, I think we're now giving him a lift back to his community on one of the islands that we happen to be heading towards. However, I'm looking on the horizon and I'm seeing a lot of rain, so we might go back a bit quicker than we got here. No more sightseeing for the day, thank you.
Yeah, we're done. Panama jungle, tick.
Seen one, seen them all.
Only slightly soggy.
Not too bad, could have been worse.
All right, it's time to get out of here. We just nipped to shore to pick up our friend, but there's nobody at the village. So we think the canoe is missing. So we think they have already headed home in the canoe, and hopefully we will see them there. But yeah, we need to lift anchor and get going, and hopefully we'll get there before sunset.
Ready?
Happy and ready.
Oh, this is fun.
It's such a shame. We've had like 0 wind all week, and now it's like, yay, 20 knots, let's get the sails up. Oh no, it's coming from exactly where we're trying to get to. But we're only going like an hour up the coast, so it doesn't really seem worth it to put the sails up anyway. So we are closing in on some islands, which look quite exciting.
Cool.
These waves are insane.
I know, I keep falling over just trying to film you. Sorry, everybody.
We've like come out of the shelter of the like pinnacle of land that came up that was protecting us, and I guess the entire Caribbean is just firing right at us here.
You might not be able to see it because it looks really far away in the camera, but it's like totally been built out onto the water. I think they're using stilts. They've got like wooden sticks to make a bridge to join 2 of the islands together. It's a pretty cool looking place. Maybe we'll get a chance to look around, I don't know. There's 3 other boats here who I think we might have met when we checked into the country as well, so we'll see if we want to hang out with them and yeah, settle in for the evening. We've actually arrived pretty good timing. It's just coming up to sunset, so just early enough that we might still be able to see where we're anchoring, just late enough that we might not be able to see anything at all. Classic.
Well, the anchor is down. We are safe for the night. It did not go entirely to plan. We knew that the charts were not terribly accurate coming in here, but the chart, we have another set of charts that are supposed to be the ones everybody uses in Panama. There were 3 boats anchored, and as we came past them, they were in like 3 or 4 meters, and we thought, oh, we're going to go past them, go around the corner behind the island. It's a little bit deeper there, but we'll have space on our own. And as we passed one of the boats, they shouted out to us. They were like, no, don't go that way. And I looked down at our depth gauge, and we'd gone from about 16 meters below our keel to, I think 1.6 or 0.6?
0.6.
0.6, so 60 centimeters below our keel, and it was like, quick, put it into reverse.
Flashbacks. Terrifying.
So I don't think that we hit the bottom. You think that we bumped into some mud?
I think we might have touched some mud because when you went into reverse, it was like it kind of came to a stop, but then it kind of lingered before it started crawling backwards.
Yeah, it took a long time for us actually to move, but I didn't feel anything. But anyway, we then came round back into this bay and we tried to anchor, and then again, like, anchored in 4 meters, and suddenly as we backed down, it was like, there's only 1 meter below us. So, yeah, I was raving all day about, it's so great adventuring, and we're like so off the beaten path, and like, you know, it's just all so remote and amazing and lovely, but it is tough work when you've got to figure all this stuff out for yourself.
Well, this is it. The charts that everyone recommends are wrong, and the charts that we use are wrong.
Very wrong.
And the extra charts I got hold of apparently are wrong. So we are going to have to guess our way up through Panama, I reckon.
Yeah, it takes so much more energy to, you know, not just follow what everybody else has done before you. And it is cool when it works.
It's great, I love it. But a lot of the reefs are just under the water, which is why it's dangerous. Otherwise, it'd be fine. If there are crashing waves over reefs, you can see them a mile off.
Yeah.
Whereas here,
yeah,
it's like quite green-coloured water, and the reefs might just be half a metre down.
Yeah, so everybody says we're going to have to get into the habit of kind of moving first thing in the morning so that you arrive at lunchtime and the sun is right overhead. You get better visualization of what's just below the surface.
Or we just send a drone in front of us
Oh,
everywhere
there we go.
There's the secret.
Technology is always the answer. We'll do it.
It'll work.
Well, we survived the night. We had 50-knot winds come through at 3 a.m, but thankfully our anchor didn't go anywhere. We didn't hit ground. We're all safe and fine. There's quite a few trees floating around this morning, kind of whizzing past the boat. But we had a visit from 3 kids from the village here in their dugout canoe, and they invited us to go and take a look around on shore. So we're going to jump in the dinghy and go see what's here. Sure where we could stop the dinghy, but we've just seen our friends running out after us and waving, so we're going to try and get in here. So there's a real mix of building styles here. There's some that are like really traditional bamboo sticks that have got some really cool patterns in. There's some that are actually wooden boards, and then some are actually concrete buildings as well. So yeah, it's really creative seeing everything here. I absolutely love it. We've passed the shop, and then a lot of houses seem to have a solar panel above, and then we've just found the town square. The centre of the entire village seems to be this kind of basketball/volleyball court.
So we found the church. Our friend has just shown us in. And I have to say, a tip for anyone who's got a church or goes to church in the UK, hammocks. Hammocks are a great idea. There's like 4 or 5 of them strewn across the place on these lower beams. That's a cool idea.
You mean if the sermon goes on a little bit too long, you can
dragging,
just doze off?
That's it. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The ground is so packed.
Yeah, it's just hard earth on the ground, and then all of these benches around, stacked up, ready for Sunday. So this village is called Caledonia, which is the same as where we're from in Scotland. And the school here only has about 60 children. It's a primary school, and then the kids from secondary school, when they're age 13 or higher, they go to another island to go to a school there. It's just so cool being here. I'm a teacher. I can't help it. So you can see some people are building a new house there, and it's just like the other guys showed us down in Scotland Bay. All of the thatching on the roof, so they sort of make this structure out of bamboo sticks first, and like tie them all together, and then add the thatching on top. It looks like it would take ages, but apparently they can do it fairly quickly. Everybody is so friendly here. All the kids keep like popping their heads out of windows and doors and waving and shouting hola, and all the adults that we see are kind of smiling and welcoming us here. And we're getting by with just very, very little Spanish, and Google Translate seems to be doing the trick. So we didn't see until we were leaving that all of the toilets are just little outhouses on stilts out in the water. So as we were getting into the boat and then leaving again, it was like, oh yeah, these are the toilets right here. Sorry guys, we'll give you some privacy. We'll get out of the way.
I felt bad because he fell in the water just as we dropped him off. He misplaced his feet, so he landed right next to the toilets. But hopefully no one had used them recently.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I felt bad because he showed us all around the village and like that was really cool. And then he was like, okay, where are you sailing to next? Can I just come with you? I don't mind where you're going. I don't mind how far it is. And we were like, no, I've heard some bad stories about cruises giving someone a lift, and it turns out that, you know, your parents didn't give you permission and we just kidnapped someone. So I'm really sorry, we're not going to take you with us. But that was amazing. I really enjoyed that experience. It was absolutely incredible to look around.
Yeah, and it's just so nice because like he just wanted to show us around his town. Like that was the deal.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if we're just been in the wrong part of the world or you get cynical or whatever. You kind of have to expect it at the end to be like $100. But
yeah, totally.
he just wanted to show us around where he lived. He was very chill.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like, I don't know, I was going to say it was like going back in time, and that's probably a really privileged thing to say because this is how people live and it's nearly 2023 now.
Current time.
It is current time.
It's a
but
different culture.
It's just so different from anything I've experienced before. That was really, really special to see it.
I think it's because if you ever watched like the original Dr. Dolittle, it felt like going into that kind of place.
I was thinking
like
Asterix and Obelix.
We had very different upbringings.